5, where they almost actually beat E United. Meanwhile, in that pool, Quadrant quickly 3-0'd them, which is interesting because Quadrant got 3-0'd by E United, so it's like the circle or triangle of death.
And triangle you don't want to be a part of, I guess. We'll see how they play, though. Well, do you have the full roster by any chance? You said, first off, the
Swish. You got Swish.
Yep.
Name, Haines, and Common. Most of these guys actually living in Florida now, 3/4 of them. Swish used to live in Florida before he moved up to New Jersey. So some local guys, real good friends, and look at them. Look, they're in freaking championship bracket. How crazy is that?
Best of 5 series, and of course, live fire to kick it off. The beauty of this, we're already jumping into the game here, so not too much time to talk about it. We'll just get right into the action on board with Common, who's got a beat on the Nemassist already and looking for... Whoa, he gets a double with that. I don't know how he knew Mines was even there, but a brilliant insta-explode to start the game.
And by the way, we kind of talked about Oxygen Esports a little bit. Might as well give you a little rundown of BBG. Nemassist used to actually team with Ryan back in the day under Oxygen Supremacy. They actually made the top 12 multiple times, even top 8 once. Nebula obviously have been there, done that. Player, I casted Mines in a SWAT Halo 3 tournament one day. He's obviously very good. And then KingJay, which, I mean, he hangs out with Royal 2 and Snakebite every day. So, I mean, like, you know.
That's where I see his name. So I definitely have to agree with you there. Like you said, Nemassist, Nebula, Halo 5 players. Very well known for their experience, their accolades in Halo 5, though. They're both getting melted by the heat wave, so who cares about that? It's all about Swish, who lands a triple instead.
Great kill come out of Swish, able to take it down Mines, and now having the heat wave, Mangler, and camouflage. This man's using everything except for a BR.
And it looks like he doesn't need it either. I mean, with camoed up, last thing he needs is a long-range engagement. He's going to get right up close. Mines out front here. Can't quite connect with the heat wave just yet. Mines milking the ammo there too, and dodging the nades. I have no idea how he got out of this, but Swish is going to hit the death screen in a situation where I feel like he should have at least got 1 kill.
You know, he called himself Swish. He used to play basketball. Right there, he got crossed up, man. Yeah. Mines actually got right out of there. KingJay, beautiful bait and switch. Now we're back on board with Nebula throwing some nades in. Nobody home on that one. That was an air ball as well, I guess. Yes. Oh.
Nebula not missing, though. Fortunately, Swish does come back off spawn. He'll hit those shots. Defend C. Back on board with KingJay. Haven't seen too much of him just yet. Looks like he will be grabbing the next camo. And a good opportunity with it as well. He's going to make the way to A. Haines already on it. And a heat wave in the back pocket, too. A lot of potential with this double dilemma, though. Common coming in to help out. Man needs a kill. All he can get is a trade. And honestly, for Oxygen, probably what they needed.
That was a momentary 4 down going for BBG. Oxygen Esports running in, but they have just gone 3 down as well. Common going in for the challenge, able to take down Nemassist, and now they're on a run, about to take the lead in this game is Oxygen Esports.
Common with nice shots into Mines, just gonna pre-fire the angle too. Last thing Mines wants is to re-challenge it. He'll go back up to C, on board with Swish. Also a beat on the Mines here, maybe an opportunity to get to C. You can see B and C currently capped. Very close game early on here, Tony. 42 and counting. Looking for a trip cap, though. Swish going to take the time to go for the heat wave, and maybe he can get cooking with it round 2.
It's crazy to me because some of the flashier kills have kind of come out of Oxygen Esports. However, I mean, just putting a trip cap on the board, obviously holding on to the lead, built by gamers, might just be built different.
Too early to tell, but you might be right, and I'd like to see it. Snipe in the hands of Name. We've seen plenty of Name through Halo 5, through H2A and MCC. They came up briefly. A lot of talent from this man. Maybe an opportunity to hit a couple shots here.
Yeah, by the end of this, we're all going to know his name. Sniper rifle in the hands here as there's 2 players. Ends up getting the body shot on KingJay. Almost able to clean him up, but he's not going to commit to that one gunfight. He knows his priority is staying alive. Meanwhile, Haines is starting to get a bit aggressive.
Like you said, he doubles back, goes back to A. Can hold an angle, ideally play in a better spot, better situation with that snipe. Haines instead can just flank on through, pick up an easy kill on the mine, snaps onto Nemassist. He's got Common with him for the bait and switch here. Should be a clean pickup. Opportunity for A, but still receiving pressure here. KingJay wants a piece, and Haines going to do what he can to stay alive. Collect A. They don't quite have C, though, so the time still heavily in the favor of BBG here. Nice shots. Is it enough, though? They need points.
Sheesh! Another 3 down go built by gamers here, and now we're back on board with KingJay, who was the only player alive for BBG, trying to stay alive, going over towards bottom mid, gonna run into Nemassist, so maybe they can make a 1-2 combo and make a play over towards A because they're currently getting double capped on.
KingJay just going to dodge a couple nades. You can tell he's worried about the flank too, but he will succeed with the cap. 112 and counting here. Snaps on the Swish. Swish going to try to get out. Those nades so pesky. Like the rotation though, just to avoid it. Easy reset for KingJay because of it. And can he deal with Swish though, who enters that front door? Nice little double team.
Swish gonna absolutely dunk on that player, but 3 players gonna be hitting the black screen for the boys in blue, leaving Haines by himself. Luckily, he has a heat wave, so he's able to fend off that player a bit, gonna try to get out of dodge, stay alive, and luckily Haines, very high IQ player, playing his life, and here comes the Cavalry coming in with a big kill. 2 down go BBG. It looks like Oxygen Esports with a non-advantageous position, but they're coming right back squad while BBG are hitting the black screen.
Nice well-timed push out of Swish. He gets right in there in the nick of time, collects A. They got A, B, and C now. Spawners up to get to C, try to stop the timer here, but Swish just putting shots in. Doesn't see Nemassist coming up through with Nebula. Name needs a piece of this, though. Can't quite seem to get the kill. Nemassist will walk away with it instead. And he's looking for C, too. Oh, my God, that was beautiful, Tony. Hits the nade off the floor for that nade shot kill instantly, and he's still alive, apparently, too.
BBG doing a great job of answering back, and now they have control in this game. It's a 120-91 lead going in favor of Built by Gamers. Sniper rifle coming up. Can Nebula hold on to control and grab that sniper rifle? Because that could be exactly what they need to put some even more distance on the scoreboard. But they can't lose A, which they just have.
Lose A. Nebula gonna drop there. Nemassist waiting for the camo. Got a little bit of time to work with, though. Quickly closing the gap. Oxygen Esports gonna come in. A common. Fortunately for him, he will drop. Name in a good position to get a flank here. He doesn't see him, though. He does. Just in the nick of time. Somehow, Nemassist with the camo is the one who doesn't see the man as he walks by.
You know, again, I'm getting real old. I can't tell the scoreboard, but it looks like it's 16-10 coming out of Nemassist, leading not only slaves for his team, but the entire lobby right now. Meanwhile, Swish gonna get right behind enemy lines, going in with a heat wave, able to get the trade. That's gonna be a reversals kill, but he's still going down. Nemassist, meanwhile, is fragging out.
Nemassist about to walk into 2 here. Unfortunate. Can't quite pull off a kill for it. 138 and counting, though. BBG with an AC hold. Common with the flank through. KingJay in position to shut that down real quick. And he should be able to do it. There he does on the feed. That's going to give him a comfy lead once again. Oxygen Esports forced to fight for B here, but KingJay putting him down.
Mines winning that engagement here. Nebula able to take down Swish, but meanwhile, Haines able to come in for the cleanup. Nades are starting to fly. Common actually going to start advancing forward. Decides to engage once again, and the trade's going to come in. Multiple players going down for both of these teams, but it looks like Oxygen Esports able to steal away A and kind of winning this engagement. B has not yet been reset.
Love that out of Swish. Anticipates the push over to B with that nade. Turns back for the double. Picks up enough damage to give his teammates some freedom here as Haines rotates to C. Nice little advance on timing. You see Nemassist and team, they're going to try to get to A to counter this. All while that happens, Haines in common. They can double up on B. Where does Swish go here? Does he flank through bottom mid? Going to trust that Common has this.
Well, luckily Common able to get the kill. Now going to steal away B here. 2 down go BBG, and Common still just staying alive. So advantage going towards Oxygen Esports. The more time that you have all 4 of your players alive, the more successful you want to be. Work that 1-2 combo, bait and switch, and simply put down damage, which you're seeing right here, right now. Common trying to up the tempo, but ends up hitting the roof on that one.
A little unfortunate, but doesn't waste any time flanking on through despite it, right? Camo now up, so in the perfect position here. Gonna double back to C, though. Might be giving up camo for this. Does have a bead on it, though. Bring Nebula down to 1 shot. Nebula might get out with that camo. Looks like he did. Is he going for the ghost jump? He is. Very difficult jump to hit. And I haven't seen it hit yet in this tournament, Tony, but I definitely think there's potential there, and it's good to see pros using it. Instead, though, Nebula cutting his losses, and he's trying to get sneaky here. Bit of a rough spot to be in, though.
Yeah, tries to go in for a flank, and sadly that one is not going to be successful. Nemassist going all the way down to Absolute, trying to stay alive. KingJay luckily able to take down Swish off the screen. Meanwhile, Name has control of the Mangler. The Mangler's not going to come in, and he's going to use it to put him in the dirt.
You gotta love that. He peeks one side, peeks the other, makes it very difficult for him to keep up as he lands those Mangler shots. But Name just putting the work in with it. Going to rotate to B now as well. They do have that slight lead for it. They need to move quickly.
Stick.
You gotta love that to KingJay, just dropping that from behind, making sure they get the trade.
173 to 170 going in favor of BBG. However, Oxygen Esports are about to go in. It looks like we have a trip cap going in favor of the boys in red, going and closing out this game right now. We're in the fourth quarter here, if you will, and it looks like BBG are starting to catch their stride.
Swish is all alone here. Rough for him, too. Now 3 dead. And a lot of timing here for BBG to gain control once again. Spawners up over on C side. Nemassist already in position to lock things down. Kama getting shot off a spawn. Nemassist gonna hold on to his life, make himself very difficult to kill here. A and B currently in session. They're about to hit the 200-point mark for it. And Swish and team, they can't give up any free deaths here.
Nemassist trying to stay alive, but looks like its name going to be able to shut him down. Multiple going down for BBG. We're wondering if Oxygen Esports can capitalize. Meanwhile, KingJay just hiding strategically in that corner, able to get the backs back, but they just momentarily have gone 4 down, giving Oxygen Esports the perfect opportunity to steal away this trip cap.
Right, they were just trying to slow him down. Unfortunately, couldn't quite do it. A break through. Swish not having the greatest day with the heat wave there, unfortunately. Can't quite connect. Now it's up to Mines. For the sneaky play here, doesn't go for the melee. He'll get the shots in instead. Got a double opportunity on the name. Name with the read shell though, getting confident, and he'll take C for it. And maybe a little bit more. Starting to close the gap here, Tony. This is once again going down to the wire. Every time we play live fire Strongholds, it's always neck and neck, I swear.
And Name really started to step things up. He actually is leading slays on everybody in the lobby right now, sitting at 21 and 17 with 8 assists. Meanwhile, Swish able to take down Ness. Great kill coming out of Nemassist, and he's right by Haines. They're going a little 1-2 combo. They want to collapse. They know the spawners are coming in towards C, and here comes Oxygen Esports.
Swish notices he's got 2 teammates there. No need to worry about it. He's going to get the advanced time in the rotation here. Wait on A as well. 2 options. They'll come out front. We've got a flanker, actually. KingJay going straight through the alley below here. Swish just a line of defense. They've now elapsed their score too, making things very difficult for BBG. They got to move quick. Huge kill off of Mines too. Just defense onto A. Nemassist picks up 1. And BBG, they've broken through yet again. Now advancing onto B.
No team able to get that full map control. You know, you have slays going on both of these sides here. Nemassist almost able to steal away B. Goes a little bit too early. Either way, the momentary trip cap, but they did lose Alpha. Nemassist starting to get aggressive, getting right into the garage here. Look at that scoreboard. It is neck and neck. It looks like BBG has just taken the lead again. But that's probably the 11th kill lead change that we've seen in this game.
Right, BBG going to stay on top of the rotation. They're right 220 now. Do have presence in C. Oxygen Esports gets to it. Nemassist going to try to stay up. 8 seconds for Camo. Got a bit of a double dilemma here. Playing defense, needs to live long enough to contest it, but doesn't have much time as well. We've got the snipe up. We've got the points in the favor now of Oxygen Esports. 20 left to close out this round. And BBG, they got to move quick.
And let me tell you, BBG have been leading the slays battle literally almost all game, but it looks like Oxygen Esports are finally starting to put some frags on the board. They're catching their stride, they're putting in the work. KingJay is able to take away that base here. Now going in for the challenge on Swish. Nemassist able to take down Kyle, and now they're going over toward the B base.
The whole team going to push over to B here. They need to get in soon. In 3 seconds, they got to put a foot into B. In the final seconds, they'll manage to do it. Playing with their food here, and nobody wants to expose themselves out in the open and lose their lives, right? A single death is crucial at this point. So Nebula in a very important position here, but cannot connect the shot, and that might be enough for the game right here. KingJay jumps in last second, though. He's holding down B. As long as they keep, nope, that's not it. It's not enough. 250 out of Oxygen Esports. Man, was it close as hell, but Oxygen Esports will pull through. And that's just the beginning of our best of 5 series.
That's just the beginning. That's not the end. That's just the beginning. That was game number 1.
Just getting started, Tony.
God bless. I almost fell over. I swear. That was an amazing game. I did. My knees hurt, man. I'm getting old, all right?
It's been a long 2 days, Tony. We've been standing more than I think we ever stand, right? We're gamers. We sit down a lot of the time, and then the next thing you know.
A sidekick, which is deadly, they can pick up. If you force a team over towards Fridge, that is nade heaven. I'm pretty good at basketball. I'll lay those nades right up in there.
You don't even have to be good at basketball to do it, though, right? It's just a large open net. You toss them in, they bounce in perfectly, and there's not too many options to escape. Though I will say the back of Fridge is deeper than you'd think sometimes. You can go all the way to the back there and stay alive, avoid a couple nades if you just hang out a little farther back. We'll see what these players do, of course. We get to witness them off of the opening strat here. Slayer on Aquarius, Oxygen Esports with a 1-0 lead, but plenty more to go in this series.
Mine's gonna make his way over towards top Hydro side of the base here. Meanwhile, KingJay and Nebula getting back-to-back kills to start things off. Mine's into that third player, and BBG starting off hot already.
BBG with a 3-1 opening. They want to bite back off of game one. Very close game. Could have gone either way. And this is BBG's opportunity to reverse things. They just need to find somebody. They're not going to find KingJay. Actually, KingJay is on BBG, so he's okay here. What can he do with the rotation, though? He's got Nemassist out bottom mid. Spots Haines. Nice shots into him to back him down. Some info on where these players might be, though.
And sadly, KingJay's camouflage is going to be wasted here. But luckily, I mean, he got a full life out of it. 2 down going BBG. And actually, KingJay was actually momentarily the only player alive for this team. 4-6 deficit for Oxygen Esports. Let's switch on board with Swish to see what he's going to do to change that.
Swish just locking down this area of the map. There's a sidekick underneath him as well. And not going to help him. Regardless of what he's got there, the 2v1 going to melt him immediately. You can see BBG holding hands a little bit as they rotate through the perimeter here. Seems to be working out. Nemassist going for a flank. KingJay with a pinch. Timing's perfect. Should be able to walk out with a couple kills. So far, a trade on the feed. Nebula advances. KingJay gonna flank here once again. Actually, this might work out. Swish right out front. He's caught him. Can he chase him in time, though? Looks like he'll get away.
An excellent use of the thrust as well to avoid as much of the damage as possible, but Matty Haines able to come in for the cleanup. 2 down going Oxygen Esports. Nebula going in for the challenge on name, even pinging that player, letting everybody know where he is. The cleanup crew is going to come in, and it looks like Slays once again going advantage of BBG. The more numbers you have on the battlefield, the more likely you are to win those engagements.
Nebula with an opportunity on his hands here. He's got the heat wave, 1 thrust, camo up center. Just doesn't want to desperate it right yet. Common already dead in the feed. Advantage in numbers here. Got to keep Haines back, though, and you can see Swish wants a piece of that camo as well. Unfortunate, KingJay does go down. Trade comes through. Nebula just going to stay nearby.
Yeah.
Thing is, tries to push down the stairs a little bit, thinking he can get that timing on the player out base, but doesn't expect that second player coming through a little closer. That might bite them, right? Common comes up. He's getting a couple kills for this.
I was going to comment on Nebula's ability to stay alive because he was 6-1. The moment we go on board with him, Caster's Curse ends up going down. Now back on board with Common, holding down the bottom side of the map, but luckily able to get himself a heat wave, and he has a teammate right next to him with camo, so he needs to get up top. He needs to get up top and make something happen.
He dropped the heat wave twice. Maybe there's something he's trying to do that I'm confused about, or he's trying to give the heat wave to a teammate, but the teammate wasn't picking it up, so I don't know if there's like a lack of communication. You don't drop the heat wave for the camo, though, Tony. Give it to the camo guy is what you're saying. Either way, he dropped it, picked it back up, I think, twice.
Yeah, teammate had camo right next to him, so I'm assuming maybe trying to drop it, but like I said, miscommunication, and sadly, those are some of the things that are going to cost you. No wonder why they're currently down by 7 kills. Meanwhile, going to switch over towards Nebula, the leading Slayer here at 7 and 2, going off, but currently going 1 shot as well.
Nebula going to quickly wrap around like KingJay, handle it. Haines alone here. Rough spot for him. Anything you'd think they would split, go for a pinch, now he'll do it. I think that player might have been able to get away because of it. Got the camo up center map here, 3 right side. It's about to be a brawl here down in the lockers. You can see a Common and Swish. They square off. Swish actually hiding though in the corner here. And it doesn't pay. Actually, where did he go? He got melted.
Nemassist killed him.
Fine.
Nemassist killing Swish right before the back smack goes in on KingJay, so KingJay gonna live to see another day, and sadly Swish gonna be stuck at only 1 kill at the moment, going in for a little bit of a flank, but I'm not sure if he's aware. There's a player sneaking on by towards utility. It looks like he was aware of it.
Speaking of utility, Tony, all the utilities seem to be in the hands of BBG here, right? You got the thrust and the heat wave. Camo no up, but that player will continue to rotate through. On board with Mines. Mines has sights on it. Not sure where that camo went. I think Oxygen might have snuck away with it. Nebula's just going to try to hold on to the weapons and can't quite do it. We've got Swish and Common going to work together onto KingJay. KingJay, not too actually. He's got help from behind here. BBG with a nicely timed collapse, and there's the camo player. It's Nemassist. He's got everything now.
I'm sorry to say this, Alex. We have a problem here. We have a problem. We're at the midway point of this game, way past 31 kills on the board here for BBG, and my man Name and Swish have a combined 3 kills. That's not going to cut the mustard.
That's not good. Name sitting with a breadstick here. Under a lot of pressure, though, at a BBG early on. What can they do? You can see 2 of them trapped in the base here. Nemassist is going to spot Haines. He wants a piece of this fight. They'll take it. Name, at the very least, does pick up that trade. Is it enough? They'll Common with a kill onto KingJay. Common going to try to play it slow from the base here. Teammates spawning up opposite sides, so leaving him alone. Might work out if he plays this right.
Common now trying to stay alive. It looks like he actually was able to get behind enemy lines, but if he shoots, it's going to give them all the information that he needs. I think he's aware of that. That able to get the easy cleanup kill on Nemassist, and what does he do? Immediately rotates out now, going in for the challenge on Mines, but Mines is ready for it.
Mines Swish ready. Swish and team, they're stuck out bottom mid now. Swish can't seem to do much here, especially with the nade coming in, right? You got to watch out for it. Nebula taking full advantage. Name wants a piece of this, but Nebula going to play this safely. Can he find an angle? This has been very interesting game of Slayer, right? We've seen a lot of very faster, much more fast-paced snowball-esque kind of experiences on Aquarius, but this one I feel like they've been kind of feeling each other out throughout. Though despite it, I mean, 43 to 25, BBG continues to increase the lead they've got.
Mines currently playing mind games with that player, ends up getting the assist. KingJay able to take down Swish here, and it's only 6 more kills needed for BBG. And the question really is not about whether BBG are going to win this game, but more a matter of when it's going to happen. Name having no idea the Camel players right there. An excellent shot coming out of Nemassist. Now he's going to go in for the challenge on Swish. Now changing direction over towards Common, and I don't think they still have any idea what Nemassist is. He's putting damage on everybody, and nobody's able to account for him with that camouflage.
Nemassist played that beautifully. Just stood still. Player didn't see him. He's taking full advantage. Now they don't know where he is, too, as he comes back through blue. It doesn't matter, though. 50 to 26, a stake-tacular game 2. They lost game 1, Tony, so completely different story here. And what looks like a hell of a series on our hands is based off of it.
We're tied up here, and yeah, I mean, it's not a series until both teams have a point on the board. Sure. Now we're going to this so important game number 3. It's going to set the tone for the rest of the series. A lot of implications going into game number 3.
At the same time, right? You want to block that locker side spawn while you have the flag running through, ensure that it's over on alley, so you know they're overextending. If you know where they are, it's easier to cut them off and ensure you take them down. And we'll see what these teams can do to coordinate and conquer. Of course, it's up to them to do it. We got the Bulldog Shotty sitting down bottom under Rockets. Of course, Rockets as well. The grapple to fight over the OS is so much on this map to control while you collect those flags at the same time.
I'm glad you mentioned that grapple. My favorite utility in this game, my favorite thing about this game, period, the grapple is not only versatile, not only amazing, it gets you out of a bad situation, gets you into a good situation, but it's also so fun to use. Starting on board with Mines and make his way all the way to, electing not to go for the Bulldog, but instead going right for the flank. And what beautiful plays coming out of Mines. Excellent shots, almost able to get the double kill. I'm going to copy that strat.
I mean, a bit of a risk reward, right? He just assumes that nobody's going to be looking. He gets the advanced timing with that drop slide, and it worked out. He got the opening shots because of it. Of course, giving up the shotgun there, but sometimes that timing is just a little bit better. We're seeing off of this, though, an opening for Nemassist to pull the flag as well. So it looks like it did overall work out for the team.
That it did, but you know what? Numbers are still not in favor just yet. And as I say that, Oxygen Esports are going to go down 2 players, so now numbers are in favor of the boys in red. BBG are actually just going to swarm this flag, having multiple players there. This might be a flag cap going in favor of the boys in red. Let's see what happens.
KingJay going to run it through the door. Common with 2, though. 2 big defensive kills out of him, but the flag it's too close, I think, at this point to not go in. KingJay going to make sure he gets the last couple kills on it. Still under a lot of pressure, though. And can they get back to the base in time? You got Nemassist looking at it. Nebula there as well, but still 2 up here. 2 dead on the side of Oxygen Esports. So name the last line of defense to get something done. He does kill Nemassist, but he's just one man. What can he do?
Name sadly is going to go down here, but we have 4 kills come out of Name and Common at the moment. So there's this one seemingly going off. The first flag cap's going to go in, but sadly, Oxygen Esports, they're getting some of the slays. They're getting they're doing what they need to do, but it's not translated to the objective here. And now Overshield is 15 seconds away from popping off.
KingJay's just going to stay near it. He's got a sight on the Name too. Just keep an eye on it, but OS, of course, going to be the objective. All while that happens, though, Name flanking through here. 2 kills on the feed. Haines with it. Looks like Haines can take flag straight out through Treehouse here. Name going to do what he can to support him. Somehow Swish walks away with OS as well. BBG just kind of off the map in this moment, out of position. And ideally, Swish can get away with the flag because of it. Here they are, perfectly timed. They'll get the return. because of this.
And now BBG are starting to up the tempo here on board now with Nebula going in for the challenge, able to take down Common. He's not done yet. The shots are already starting to fly. Name is over towards the palm trees, and there's 2 players about to swarm in that exact area.
KingJay just gonna hold the doorway. Spawners in the back of the base, and Nemassist is already doing all the damage. Name needs to live here, but good luck. He's got a teammate there to help out. Haines with a big pickup, though, gonna leave Mines alone. Or not Mines on the flag, that's Nebula on the flag. Mines here to support it. Looks like that flag will go through. Rockets coming up, though. Point of contention here. Mines, no spawns are over in alley. Got overextenders coming through. We got Name coming up from alley to contest Rockets. He can get them. He might be able to stop this flag.
Name not able to get the timing on KingJay, utilizing that grapple to get right over to the lockers. The Rockets gonna fly, almost able to snipe him with that rocket launcher. Name getting the Bulldog, and yeah, how exactly was he able to get that rocket launcher?
Might have grappled it. I didn't quite see it. That shot he down as well. Name gonna drop that for Nebula. Nemassist is picking up a kill with the marksman medal. That flag sits down center, but from all I can see is just BBG popping off on the board here. And just about guaranteeing that second flag goes into the pedestal.
They call him Nebula because his gameplay is out of this world. KingJay now going to run that flag in. Looks like we have a 2-0 lead in favor of Built by Gamers.
BBG coming out hot. Yeah. I don't know what happened game 1, but game 2 was devastating. And then all of a sudden, game 3, they're full confidence. And momentum, like you said. OS, he'll drop that thruster for it. Does go back to collect it. Now Nemassist with quite a bit of, oh, he's got nothing. Apparently, you got Name just sitting in the cupboard, sitting in the locker, waiting for the backpack. Sometimes that's the better play.
That isn't common. Was able to follow that up with a big kill as well. Meanwhile, Mines getting right behind enemy lines. Excellent shots and a native match, but Name gets the double kill. Now on board with Haines coming out of Oxygen Esports. BBG actually go 4 down. That's going to be a full squad wipe for the boys in blue.
Some potential here. Should be spawning up alley side. You've still got that teammate out center to ensure they don't spawn out front. Common get a double back for Nemassist here. Beautiful shots. That'll take one. KingJay slides into the front doors here. Swish got a beat on him. That flag sits down by the locker. And he make it much farther. He loses Name. Common comes in with the trade. Haines, a huge line of defense from bottom mid here. Common picking up kills to ensure this flag goes just a little further. KingJay, I think the last member alive, does take the counter pull out, but now the spawners are coming up and starting to defend.
Name's going over towards Nebula. Nebula now going to challenge Name from across the map. Excellent shots going in from him. Meanwhile, KingJay going in after Haines, but Haines not going to have any part of that. Mines just sitting trying to defend the flag. The thrust coming from Common, able to stay alive, and that's going to be a killjoy for Mines. Here comes BBG.
And BBG, they just fend them off. Right, picking up slays your left and right. Mines gonna jump onto the return. Name looking for it. Mines does not want to give up his life just yet. Can Common make it there in time though? Man, sprint for it. Doesn't quite pick it up. Instead, Mines just gets free shots, deletes them all, and that flag was returned on both sides, but I mean, what a stop out of BBG.
Yeah, and every time a standoff that goes into a return on both sides goes in favor. It's going to really go in favor of Built by Gamers. They're currently have a 2-0 lead, and we're approaching the 6-minute portion of this game.
Wait,
and
what? I've never seen that. Right? I didn't know that was a thing, but that is very interesting to note, by the way. I mean, it'd be very difficult to recreate a situation like that, but if you grapple an OS to you and an enemy gets in the way, they collect the OS. And I think he was so surprised that he didn't activate the OS, though. So KingJay actually walked away with it in the end.
I didn't even know he got the OS.
And then he got backsmacked. What's going on, Tony?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Wow, that was incredible. Yeah, he grabbed the OS towards himself, got it intercepted, and
still got it.
Another 3 down. Go BBG, though. Hold on. Oxygen Esports have an opportunity to create some offense, and mind you, it's still 2-0. They need to make something happen here. We're approaching the 5-minute mark.
Still got to do another round of slays here. You got Nebula just being cheeky, but okay, he will die. Flag still out the base here. KingJay going to try to cut it off. Swish should ensure that is difficult for him. Honestly, KingJay just milked it long enough at this point. Swish couldn't get anything because of it. Flag does sit up bottom mid, so progress made, but KingJay shutting it down only temporarily. Can they get past the war zone that is bottom mid, though? Nebula going to leave that nade behind. Looks like they did make it up to the doors. That might just be enough as he goes through Treehouse.
Nebula now going in for a flank. He was over towards bottom rockets, and his information was gathered there. They know exactly where he was, but now he's creating some offense. All 4 players alive for Built by Gamers, and actually attacking from multiple sides. And the shot for the ring out on Haines right off the rip. Goes in for the challenge on Swish, able to take him down. But 2 players going down, so excellent defense coming out of Oxygen Esports. Still 1 more player to deal with.
Mines with the awareness here. Those comments above him. Clean. Does he clean him up?
God.
You know, that's the thing with the thrust, right? Like, he should have had the advantage. Still didn't connect. Clutch up, hit the shot. Unfortunately, did whiff it because of that comment on a bit of a roll here. Instead, does get shut down, though. OS sits down. Bottom map here. Nebula got no choice but to turn and burn here. Somehow, Name didn't get the kill because he didn't get it immediately. Now, Name drops. Swish gets in for the OS. He'll plant it on the body. And rinse and repeat here for Oxygen Esports. They still got some time to pull this off.
The young man formerly from Florida, now living in New Jersey, having Overshield in hands, and probably the most important player on the map at the moment. Only down by 1 kill, and Nebula going to neutralize that immediately, utilizing that green gun to work.
So convenient.
Beautiful plasma pistol shot coming out of Nebula.
The timing of the pickup in the plasma pistol, right? Because it's always sitting there on the wall, but you don't really see it come into play until you don't get the OS, and then you make sure you pick it up. I mean, now that he's picked it up, you know what? Maybe not. Or maybe he should have dropped the weapon and fired the BR shot instead, right? Something we've seen from several players here. You get that faster draw time if you drop that plasma pistol. Either way, these players will reset, and the Rockets will be the new point of contention.
Common actually going to be able to grab those rockets. Excellent shots from across the map on Mines, but more importantly, we have multiple players coming out of Oxygen Esports. They're actually starting to up the tempo to create some offense here. Swish going in for the for shots on Nemassist, forcing him to back down. 2 down, go BBG.
Nice.
And Swish always listening to the comms. Back in the engagement, back down, helps with the cleanup, goes in for the challenge, not able to get the second one though.
Big defense out of Nemassist here. Got the thrust, got the mangler. A rotation through alley. Haines still up, though, still pestering him over on Treehouse. Common here to join the fray. And can Nemassist get the best of this fight? He can. It's wild to see how effective those pillars are out front base, though, right? You can do so much with him if you play him carefully. It's not enough to stop Nemassist. And they stop KingJay, though.
KingJay trying to push forward here. The Dynamo Nade gonna come in and do max amount of damage, actually coming and getting the kill. Great IQ play by Haines, and look at that Mine able to take down Haines here, and now going for the shots on Haines, but out of all of that, Swish was able to get away with that overshield, and he also has a thrust as well.
Swish moving quick here. He knows Name's already on the flag. They already got the pull through. And what kind of progress can they make with it is Common with the flag. Haines here to support. Making sure that they don't already overextend through. It's KingJay who has. KingJay now that line of defense. He sits in the treehouse waiting for it. Flag just sits out front. Can't quite get it up the stairs. And can they get it any farther here? It's down to Swish, who's currently weak bottom mid. Can't do it. KingJay sits on it and resets it once again. BBG continue to shut them down. And now the timer not looking so good for Oxygen Esports.
A little over a minute on the clock. Name able to get another big kill, putting his 23rd frag on the board. The man is really the leading slayer on this team, but Mine's going to ice him up and stop him short.
Once again, they're back on the flag here. Nebula going to take it out through to Treehouse. You got Mines with the escort. Oh, I like the attempt there. Drops it out front. I think he's going to go drop, slide, pick it up, take it out quickly. Now Haines at the same time, though, with a counter pull. So this is really the moment for the game here, Tony, right? The what I want to say is the last flag standoff situation here. Nebula with the flag out. Nebula and Mines going to work together to ensure that flag doesn't go any farther through bottom mid. They'll toss theirs out at the same time. What will happen here? You know what? Already we see the result. KingJay, he's going on for the return. I think, well, he didn't do it. Flag got touched. Somebody stepped on it last second. And flag still sits out in the double doors. Mines on top of it. Common here. Last second to defend it. Can he get Nebula? He can't do it. The thrust will take him. But the return's still coming in from Haines. And he does manage to succeed. So that flag is going to go in the last 3 seconds here. Sudden death will trigger. I mean, it doesn't need the trigger. Instead, the wait a sec. There's a sudden death, and I guess it's still triggered, but the overtime should come in right in just about a second. So interesting timing there, right? I guess if you pick up the flag, hit 0 seconds, sudden death triggers, but he planted it at exactly 0, so he still got the sudden death timer. Either way, I mean, we got a tie game, Tony. We got an overtime.
That we do, and let me tell you, BBG controlling most of that game. It took Oxygen Esports every last second to put that flag tap in. Going into overtime, Common gonna immediately start off by challenging
pillar,
KingJay from across the map.
The pillar.
KingJay working that pole like he knows what he's doing.
Man, I swear that pillar is the biggest power weapon on the map, man. Every time I see somebody play that, it's just the strafe speed combined with the just how effective you could be peeking around cover. It's just so powerful. You gotta have nades ready in advance. But that's 3 dead, by the way, on the feed. Rockets coming into play here too. Mines might still have one more. KingJay gonna get melted by Common. Last line of defense. Now Haines here to join the fight, but Nebula, he's got eyes on both. And the flag out the door as well. How far can he get with it? To safety for now. But now he's got to get through center map.
Love the high IQ play coming out of Nebula right there. That was
This might be it.
3 down. And looks like the flag is actually going to make it into the double doors. Swish coming in with the Bulldog. And let's see what happens here. Common now going to try to stay alive. And Swish going in for that oh so important return. And it looks like he was able to get it.
I want to say it's a bit of like a risky, like he banked on his flank succeeding there, right? He went for the shotgun, and in doing so, they were overwhelmed on the base. The flag went out, but he had that advanced timing with the shotty to stop the flag in the double doors, and he saved an opportunity for BBG. So once again, resetting the situation, and Haines, who can't quite get out of Treehouse. So Oxygen Esports being reset once again.
Nebula going to still have that Bulldog in his back pocket. That's going to be oh so important here as Swish going in for the challenge across the map, able to get that assist, and Nebula is going to stay alive here, and the shot's starting to ring out on Name as well. Off screen, Nemassist getting a big kill, and Nebula is starting to get aggressive.
Name just going to play it slow, right? Sitting at the doorway with the shotgun. OS about to pop up as well. Name does. No, it's there. He's got Swish with the help. Snaps on the Nebula. You can see Nemassist doing what he can just to stay alive so he can get to the OS. KingJay here too. Does get his shields back. Looks like he should be able to walk away with it. He's timing it too. Want to make sure he has full shields coming up into Treehouse here. Haines first victim. Bait and switch with Swish. Is it enough though, right? 2 more BRs trained on him in the Treehouse to slow them down.
KingJay elected to get aggressive on Name, challenge him immediately, force him to back down. Him and Nemassist going to try to work a little 1-2 combo, and I don't think they're exactly sure what KingJay is. Now they do, the grapples going to come in, able to get that kill, but 2 down go BBG. Oxygen Esports are playing some defense.
Plenty of defense here. 2 minutes left though, right? Time will start to become a factor. And Swish knows it. Where does he go though? Just going to hold down Rockets for now. Nemassist about to challenge him through the alley, but Mines first one to take down. Common Name, they take their kills in the feed. Flag out. A big opportunity here as they double Nemassist. Nemassist going to milk his life as long as he can for the spawners. But Swish, instead of worrying about it, he just goes straight for the flag and does not waste any time. And I like this play out of him. They've made progress because of it.
Name going all the way down to 1 shot, but still being as annoying as
He's
possible
still alive
over
back
toward
there.
the players on the back flag, but he knows the spawners coming towards Rocket side, so what does he do? He changes the priorities, immediately switching targets, now putting more shots on Nemassist. That was the first player who was putting shots on. Meanwhile, Nebula and Mines getting back-to-back kills. That's not going to be good for Oxygen Esports.
It's up to Name, though. Name still sits in the locker. He needs to live here to protect the flag, but he can't quite do it. In a minute, 20 seconds, Tony, I mean, if it goes down to 0, do we get a reset of this? I think we very well might. And we'll see if that happens. Of course, BBG looks like it's their turn to attack.
Nebula staying over towards the locker side. Wasn't winning that individual battle, so he smartly backs down. Doesn't want to challenge Name. Name has been slaying out. That's not a player that I would want to challenge. And Nebula started to feel it. And now he finally is going to be hunted down. And here comes the aggression out of Oxygen Esports. Name able to take down Mines as well and putting damage on KingJay from across the map.
So once again, they've fended them off temporarily here. Nemassist does have the OS, so no longer. Look, he's caught between 2, right? He had a bit of a pinch there. Name weak, though, and Nebula can pick it up. Drops the dynamos. That's the... Oh, Haines, can he live? He can. You're sprinting quick enough. You can't jump through those dynamos, I guess, and come out with the kill. A lot of confidence there for it. KingJay, 24 seconds left in the clock. Mines here to support. Can they be the ones to touch the flag, trigger a sudden death? Because that's all we got left here, Tony.
It was a 4 down for Oxygen Esports. Looks like they were able to come
This
right up. Meanwhile, Mines taking down Name. That's going to be the initial kill that they might need here. Common actually going in for the cleanup kill on Nebula. Excellent kill out of him. And now Common going to run a counter cap. So let's see. We have a little bit of a flag standoff, but the lead is going in favor of BBG, who already have the flag in the double doors.
He needs to live for Haines to come through. Look at this. The pitch. Name and Haines, they can double stack the re. Can they? The Dynamo's coming in and melting them both. Or melting Haines at the very least. Both flags sit down, but BBG, they've killed everyone but Common. Now the Common's dead. Is there anyone left to defend it? It's up to Swish. Return comes in, flag right beside the pedestal, but a tie comes through. And was it because of the return? Did he return his own flag? Funny, maybe I didn't quite get to see it, but I think the return might have come through on the blue flag, but I figured sudden death would stay in session till both flags would be returned. It's just about ready to go, so here we go. We're gonna jump in once again, full timer, 12 minutes, 1 flag to cap. Who's gonna do it? I expect a brawl.
Looks like Mines actually electing to go right in for the Mangler to defend it. Rockets.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Nebula starts things off with a double kill. Almost able to steal away that overshield, but not able to slap it into the chest. 3 down go Oxygen Esports, and Mines having a double kill of his own. Utilize the Rockets and gonna get overshield as well.
Overshield, grapple, a lot he could do with it, assuming he doesn't get tagged up for free here. Swish flanking out through bottom mid. He got that kill on the Nebula, but and he hit him with the plasma pistol as he grappled. Name gonna shut that OS down.
And now Name wanted to get aggressive with his teammates here. Goes right into the middle of the map. Ends up being shot over the players, over on the bottom Rockets, but still having the nades come in. Able to stay alive. Common needs to stay alive right here, right now, if they want to create any kind of offense.
Common just trying to keep his presence low. Of course, now that he's revealed himself, he'll get killed by Nemassist. Name does pick up the trade here, so Name with some progress onto the base here. Swish, unfortunately, going to get dropped. Name with a big pick up of the trade, though. Sees Nebula as well, and I like the attempt. Hits the fast slide straight down the bottom mid, but can't quite escape. Common here for the trade, though, so Oxygen doing a great job of communicating, picking up off of each other's weak opponents, but they didn't see Mines slip through enemy lines here.
Yeah, Mines not only having the grapple, but also having that Mangler too, so he's able to close the distance and win his up-close gunfights in 20 seconds. There should be an overshield coming up, and Mines is well aware of it. He might try to rotate over as Nebula able to take down Name. That's the player you need to get off of the map.
Big defensive kill out of Nebula. BBG under a lot of pressure to start, though. I think this is their first advance onto the base here. We'll see what they can get away with. Nemassist here to lead the charge. Snaps back. His Haines is already at their double doors. Name with a kill, too. We'll try to put damage into Haines, but Haines comes back out with the OS. And all of a sudden, BBG back on the defensive once again.
I got to go out to breakfast with Oxygen Esports, and I was talking to I asked them, I said, what are the expectations coming into this tournament? And they simply said, we plan on going into the mentality, having the mentality that we can win every single game.
Right.
It's all, and they're good friends. They know exactly what they want to do. It's about execution here. But that flag is going to be coming out for Oxygen Esports.
I mean, ideally, you treat all the opponents the same, right? Whether it's the best team in the league or the worst one, you give them the same level of focus, energy, and come into it knowing you can win it. Play your game the best you can here. We'll see what Nebula can do here. Bottom mid, 1 shot. Name and Haines already tag teaming up on the flag, the opposite side. So Nebula here to cut his losses. They can push, go for a counter pull, but there's 2 defenders sitting in the base. And Nebula going to snap back instead. Look at this, though. He's caught in between it. This timing, not ideal. That flag now out. Hasn't gotten too far just yet, but Haines, he wants to collect it.
And sadly, I mean, the melee shot comes in. He's able to get the melee, but not able to get that Mangler shot off first. If he would have hit that, that would have been an instant kill. Luckily, KingJay able to come out alive. Meanwhile, Name off the screen ends up getting back-to-back kills.
Right,
Common now having the rocket launcher. He might be able to stop this flagport, even getting the grapple.
So Name and Swish clutch it up on the flag. Common, in the meantime, has rockets to escort this. I mean, this should, ideally, this should be it for them. Can they ensure it happens? So saves the rockets. Haines picks it up. Grapple to get out of the way. Where is he?
Nope.
Did the rocket connect? I think Name and Swish picked it up. So the return coming through. Flag getting up through Treehouse. And I don't think BBG have an answer for this. Is BBG far enough on the map to stop? Wait, they no, they did it. Okay, for a second. I heard flag return, but it was the blue team flag being returned. Of course, Oxygen Esports, they come through and they pull it off. But man, what a well-coordinated exchange out of them, right? We had the double team in the base. We didn't quite get to see it.
Who would have guessed? I'm a king of hiding corners. That's my level.
Yeah, but just being flexible with the setup, though, right? Because you can't do the same thing every time because you'll get red. But just having, adapting, essentially, right? Having answers to their answers, and that's just kind of the beauty of it. What can you do when they read your play? Can you adapt and conquer? We'll see. Up to Haines off the start here, who's launching all of his nades over the ball. Knows at least one player is there. Snaps onto Nebula for the kill and a double early on. That'll delete their resources. Maybe an opportunity for a rocket pickup too. And the ball to start. So many things to grab.
It looks like he's electing not to go after that rocket launcher, probably leaving it for a teammate, and instead starting the rotation with the ball over towards the C side of the map. Meanwhile, Common is overextended, baiting the rocket launcher and able to get the trade-off kill. But that's going to be good for Oxygen Esports. I mean, they currently have the ball in hands, and they're set up. So, hey, trade-off kills all you want.
Right, that rocket launcher will, like you said, trade with the ball in the hand. 17 seconds, at least, for Oxygen Esports. Now up to KingJay behind enemy lines. He'll tag up Haines, but Haines is going to keep moving. Remaining player center map here. Nemassist Mines, they scrap 2. And last one alive is Common, who takes a trade, but it's not enough to ensure we don't get a ball hold here.
So Oxygen Esports starting off with a 17-0 run, and BBG going to answer right back. Meanwhile, Nebula hiding in that corner, watching that easy cutoff. Mine sitting in the back over towards the top, giving off all the information that they need. I'm loving the setup coming out of BBG. This is going to be hard to break, but Haines already getting that first initial kill.
Surprised not to see that stalker rifle come into play there, right? Just sitting on the weapon rack, nobody picking it up. Instead, we got Mines and Nemassist with a couple BR kills on the feed here. Of course, Common line of defense, though. Opportunity on Nebula, who just thrusts out of there so quickly. He'll take Nemassist instead. A little scary for a second there. That allows him to rotate the ball, and ideally, he can get it over to A side. We'll see. They can play patient for now, though, too. They know they're spawning over Cafe. Got Name with the coverage here. I guess he's afraid to get tagged up as he goes out through center, but you got both perimeters accounted for from Oxygen Esports. Nice little setup here on C.
Name going after Nemassist off the screen, but looks like Nebula able to get the kill as well. Swish gonna get to the so crucial pivotal gunfight ends up going down to one shot. Cleanup is coming in, and nobody having ball in hands just yet. Common gonna try to get it over towards the C side of the map. Here comes the drop wall. Nemassist is staying alive.
Drop wall providing, just enough cover with that to go full confidence and hold the angle, get the kill. That's the beauty of components like that in the game. It's just a temporary cover. You shoot through it, get that extra little angle that you wouldn't normally have, and making it work perfectly. Of course, 30 points and counting here for BBG as they come back to narrow the lead or narrow the score. In this series, take the lead in just a second as well, but Name might be there to shut it down. He does get Nemassist. Ball out front. Mine's just going to sit with the shotgun and hopefully blast somebody. Can't do it.
Almost able to do it. Ends up throwing that ball in to try to bait it with the Bulldog. It almost ends up coming out on top, and sadly not able to get that, stay alive here. Meanwhile, KingJay going right at Swish. Common going to try to stay alive, and the ball is going to be dropped off. I love that right there. Players one shot. If you're not going to go in for the challenge, might as well pick up the ball. Great communication come out of them, but two down. Go Oxygen Esports. BBG are on the aggressive.
Quick little switch position and get time at the same time, right? Right, Tony? Just very efficient.
Yeah.
Now they got the hold in C. 43 and counting here. Shots into Haines. Back him up. Mine's going to go all the way in for the challenge. Does somehow get the kill. Can't quite back out of it, though. Haines very quick to take the angle. Oh, well, that happens, though. KingJay just collecting time. Now taking the lead here, at least slightly. We'll see how much more he can get, especially with Nebula right in the front doors with a shotty. Okay. Well, scary.
That Bulldog can hit on, momentarily on board with Nebula. Meanwhile, Mine's going to try to make his way on the Rockets side, using it as bait just a moment, but Haines putting the shots on him. That means Swish was able to get away with the Rockets. That ball is already starting to rotate over and trying to get onto the A side. Excellent kill coming out of Swish. 3 down, go BBG. Oxygen have a chance to run away.
That rocket did not quite work as intended, but the melee definitely did. Ball down the hands of Oxygen. Gonna rotate it back to A, something they've been looking to create the whole game long here. Nemassist now dead. That'll make it easy for him. And now Swish, one more rocket to put to good use. into the body of Nebula. KingJay for the easy double. And a shotgun. He's just been gifted a whole new weapon here. Actually, he didn't pick it up. Hopefully, maybe that was the last shot. And oh, there it is. There we go. Hiding under the dead body there. Shotgun now on board for Swish. And a lot of potential to keep points in their favor.
Yeah, Bulldog is way too strong to just leave on the floor. So luckily, Swish able to get that in hands, but not for long here because Mine's off the screen, able to take him down. So now that Bulldog most likely going to be in the hands of Mine, coming out of Built by Gamers.
Back up. Nice awareness from Common there too, knowing he lost his teammates, so he doesn't go too far with that angle. He would have taken quite a bit of damage from that nade, but avoided it in advance. As long as he's being tricky and annoying, pestering them, he's giving his teammates time and space to make a play here. Definitely gonna get blasted by that nade. And just an opening for Common, but he can't quite take it. Mine's KingJay, they'll work together, pick up their slays, and now 81, a lead here for BBG, a control in C. And Spawner's now coming up for Oxygen, but they've got very little time to fly over to the ball.
Yeah, we have another lead change in BBG, but it looks like it's the most crucial change. It looks like all angles are being locked in. This setup is in, and it looks like BBG are taking round number 1. There's a chance we might be going to a game 5. Let's see what they can do in round number 2. I
mean, he's starting to look like it, Tony. It's been a hell of a closely contested series, and I wouldn't be surprised if you just ended up spawning out backwards. By the way, I think this is, I assume this is still a thing on land. If you're tapping your buttons or moving the sticks like you do in Ogre Twitch in between rounds, it'll move your player when you spawn. So in between rounds or in between games, if you're loading into a game, you can spawn backwards or spawn facing the wrong way because you were moving your sticks while it was loading up.
More over the story? Let go of the stick.
Don't move.
Stop moving between games.
That's like a nervous twitch that I got, though. It's hard to stop it. You know, you just kind of do it without thinking.
And ADD be kicking in. I'm always moving here. Nemesis now making his way over towards the middle part of the map. Common able to get a big kill, but Name follows it up. And the trades are actually, no, not a trade. Haines going to win that individual engagement. 4 down, go Built by Gamers. Auction Esports are locked in with their setup.
A lot of seaside ball holds. I mean, you take what you can get at the end of the day. This is just what's been convenient. But we'll see how they continue to play it here, of course. 13, 14 and counting. Nice little double stack over on Arcade side here. Mine's going to attempt to challenge. He does take one. Now up to Swish to win this little 1v1 with Nebula. Swish going to do everything he can just to slow the man down. All while that happens, KingJay with a double push into C. Swish with a massive kill. That ball was taken by Red. Now sits out uncontested. Up to Mines and Name. Name will get the best of him.
That he does. Now we're going to switch on board here with Nemesis, holding down the red room, but not for long because Swish getting the ice-up kill. Nebula challenging Common. Common ready for the challenge, putting that player in the dirt. And no more slays. All of the frags going towards Auction Esports, and it is reflecting in the scoreboard here. Mind you, they currently are down in rounds. It's 1-0 in rounds in favor of BBG. They would have to win back-to-back rounds.
Swish tried to hit him with the jump up. Couldn't quite do it. Instead gets the perfect shots on the thrust back. It's enough to get a trade. Last 3 members here of Oxygen Esports in perfect position to clean up what's left. Common going to take advantage of that whiffed melee. That ball's going to rotate out to PD. Nebula off of spawn. Needs to win the fight for the Rockets, but can't quite do it. That now sits up. Mines doesn't have shields to look at it. Haines here to defend, but Haines not expecting the re-challenge. And maybe BBG can walk away with a little bit off of the pickups here.
And the wingman medal being earned by Mines. That's going to be 5 assists before dying 1 time. Just dropping dimes. Looking like the John Stockton of his team right now. And he's still alive. I mean, he's being so efficient on the map. They have to stop Haines from going off like this. Nemesis having the rocket launcher, making quick work of him. And now Nemesis staying alive, going one shot, going to try to wrap over towards the Mines. Luckily, Mines getting a double kill off the screen, utilizing that bulldog.
You gotta love the positions these players take. Like, if he just sits in tires, then that player can challenge him or throw a nade. That nade would probably kill him. But if he sits behind that little, block or whatever you want to call it, the position he sat in, he avoids nades. He ensures that if he dies, that player has to overcommit to challenge him. Just little decisions in positioning to make things more difficult for the enemy to preserve your life and ensure that this ball continues to tick in your favor here. Now 58 points, and Nebula dropping it out to center to let it, or to bait it just a little bit for KingJay. Put some damage in on the Haines.
And not only was Nebula able to play the ball over towards the middle of the map, but also even getting a kill, trading off right there. Meanwhile, Haines did a kill of his own. Common watching over the ball, utilizing as bait to take down Mines. They have the numbers, but not able to collapse on this ball. Multiple players from BBG are defending it.
Nice little snap at a Common for the headshot there. Does not stay up, though. Ball still out. Actually got reset. Sat down for too long, which might benefit Oxygen, who currently have the high ground here, though somehow KingJay coming back for the fight. Will Snap get the kill? Mines under some pressure from Common. Common does clean up what's left of the weak KingJay over in the alley here. There's the Stalker finally coming into play, right? We haven't seen it just yet. Very powerful weapon. But what's also powerful is a couple nades in a BR, and especially the rockets here. Assuming Nade gets out, or Nade gets out with him. I think he might have thrown it to Common. I think Common might have those rockets, but not for long here, because Mines, man's putting in work.
I'm a big fan of this Stalker rifle.
Wow.
You're seeing
Here
now able to get that 360 kill rocket launcher. Now going to be in the hands of KingJay, who's going to utilize it immediately, taking down Name. Now going in for the challenge immediately on Swish. Meanwhile, the ball is rotating over toward the C side of the map, and KingJay is watching this purple angle perfectly. And here comes the fight. Oh, collateral damage.
He got a little more than he bargained for. Either way, you know, he got the kill that he needed for defense, I guess. He'll get out with his life, too, which is massive. That shotgun spawned up in the vending machine as he passed by it, though, so we'll see who ends up collecting. I think it might have been dropped right there. Ain't gonna die in the front doors. Mines still with the Stalker.
That's it. Oh, my God.
And still getting kills with it. Was that the round for the game?
Yeah. Wow.
Tony, here I am not quite looking at time, but one beautiful hold here out of BBG. And everything comes together. They lock things down in C. And honestly, we didn't see the Stalker all game long, but Mines, he picks up a killing spree the moment he grabs it, right? The types of angles that you can take, the damage you can do cross map, even close quarters, because that thing, I mean, pretty nasty if you no-scope it. And we'll see how it comes into play, of course, especially the camo. Right out center map, and that starting strat, I think, going to be a large indicator of how things might go here. So we'll see it.
No tickles on the map. We're going to find out who's going to get the last laugh here. We're going into game number 5. First to 50 kills going to take the win. 12 minutes on the clock. It's go big or go home, or not home, but lower bracket.
Go to the lower bracket. Go big or drop down. Ideally, you go big here. We'll see. Pitched a fastball. Is the, did you see that on the feed there? Is that like an opening nade kill? Pitched a fastball. I didn't know that. I've never seen that. Out of the kill feed, by the way. Nice little Easter egg. 2-2 on the board to start things. And once again, I said pick up the Mangler. The man's listening.
Well, back in the day, the fastball metal used to be like getting a kill with a direct impact of a nade while players absolute.
Oh, really?
And you hit them with direct
Maybe
impact
that
of a nade,
happened.
and it killed them. It actually kills them. It's really weird. You rarely ever get that metal as KingJay now going to work over toward the long haul side of the map. Meanwhile, it looks like Oxygen Esports has not having control of long haul, but they are having control of towards A side. Who's going to be able to get those first kills?
Oh, not KingJay, unfortunately. Swish and Name will be the ones to do it. Now 6-3 on the board. Nebula still here to defend, but you can't do much against 2. Thankfully, Mines is here to pick up the scraps. Mines with the double to answer right back. 7-5. About to be a very closely contested game, Tony, if I had to predict it.
Mines going all the way down to 1 shot here, but somehow able to get away with his life. He's going to utilize that Mangler. 2 shots, immediately going to whip out the battle rifle. Goes in for the stick on the second player, not able to get it, but great damage coming in out of Mines. Let's see what Swish is doing for Oxygen Esports.
He's going to lock things down for B to start. Killing spree for him as well.
Okay.
Not too shabby. Got to watch his backside here. We talked about the tickles. I mean, Nebula's coming out with a shock rifle. He'll drop that. And Swish does not want to go for it just yet. Man is exposed. Camo about to pop up here shortly, so Nemassist is a bit of a double dilemma. Man's going to drop instead. And that's Swish, actually, who played it patiently from B and picked the right timing to get down to bottom mid. Does he take Mines? As well he does with perfect shots. And maybe an opening here for Oxygen Esports, unless KingJay has something to say about it.
And KingJay does. He actually ends up getting the cleanup kill, utilizing the grapple to stay alive. Meanwhile, Camo and Sword are currently up. His teammate able to get away with that camouflage, and he's not going to go after the Sword. I guess he has a shock rifle in hands right now.
Yeah.
No need to, I guess, be too greedy.
Well, the timing it takes for him to get there, right? I was looking at his inventory. He doesn't have a grapple anymore. It doesn't have the plasma nade, so he'd have to run over there. And that's all while the camo's in play. Mines looking to make a play here. Man needs to be positioned to answer. We'll see. Nebula already dead. Mines. Oh, this is just an opportunity of a lifetime. Opportunity for this man, that's Common, who's going to get out. But I mean, what a vantage point for Mines there that he's gained.
17-15 lead going in favor of Oxygen Esports, but Nemassist getting the double kill, taking down both Common and Swish, going in for the triple, ends up getting the assist, allowing KingJay to go in for the cleanup, and now we're seeing, with the striking distance, only one kill behind Oxygen Esports.
Nemassist gonna play it patiently, snaps on this Swish instead, nice shots from him to help with the kill. Mines trying to get out of dodge, gonna join these teammates as they collapse onto A. You can see the last 3 members over on elevator, over on A side here. Nemassist here to start the charge. Can Haines take this fight? No, can't do it. Nemassist honestly coming out full confidence. They're jumping first in the fight, but still snapping on the head for the kill. And that's the type of confidence you want to see in a game 5.
Slay starting to go in favor of Oxygen Esports. Now we have Common making his way onto the control room, ends up catching Mines hiding in that corner. Get out of that corner, boy. Common now going to immediately go into challenge on the royalty to KingJay. And he says, you know what, I'm going to back down and just play my life, help my teammates out. A 1-kill lead now in favor of BBG, who have taken the lead in these last few seconds.
Haines, I believe, solo player right now, unless he's got a player in the long haul, the opposite side here. Gets melted, though, immediately. That position would have been very helpful for the cross here, especially to deal with Nemassist, who's locking things down with the shock rifle. Nemassist now going to reposition. Shots into Name and Haines. That camo, I believe, was up. Should be on the body of a red player. Might be Nebula. Not going to be him. Could be KingJay instead. We'll see. Either way, here's the bait and switch. It is KingJay coming in with a sneaky play to take Name. Haines alive here to collect something. And can he do it, though? Because Nebula got a beat on him.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Name was able to tell Haines there was 2 players, including a camouflage player, so Haines going to try to get away, but sadly they're going to be hunted down, and now Nebula continuing that aggression. They know exactly where the spawners are coming in, and now they're going in for the collapse.
Great efficiency here at a BBG. They're moving together. Shots at the spawners. Name just getting melted from the left-hand side. Now Common going to get dealt damage. KingJay with 2, and Common going to slide into a nade. What else can he do, right? If he didn't move, he would have died from behind, so the man had to go all in, and all into his death, unfortunately.
High IQ plays for Nebula, and also team built by gamers. Name going right at Nemassist, though, ready for the challenge. Now going to get a shock rifle of his own. Now we're going to see what he can do with it.
Man's just hanging out there. That's Swish. Gotta love when that happens. And I love when the shock rifle comes in handy, too. We'll see if Name can get something done. They're not out yet, but a 10-kill deficit off of that spawn collapse we saw. Make it a 9-kill deficit. He's just getting started.
And seeing that, to my knowledge, nobody's picked up the sword here, I'm inclined to believe, I believe these players might have GA'd the sword.
No,
I believe they might have gentleman's agreement out the sword. There's no way that not a single player has been able to grab it and use it in this game. That's pretty crazy. I've been watching the kill.
I mean, I don't know. You're right. I haven't seen it yet. And typically you would see it at this point. Seen plenty of shock rifle, though. Name doing good work with it. Unfortunately, out of ammo. Got to live. Teammate with him to draw some attention. Is it enough, though? There's a player just pestering that A door. You got Mines now coming up with the collapse. It's Nebula who gets the trade on the feed here. Mines looking for someone. Haines in common with kills. 7-kill advantage here. Haines going to duck out of that fight, join the teammates. Hopefully that helps him because the man's got to keep moving. Mines on the chase.
Going all the way down to 1 shot, able to get the trade-off kills as 2 down goes BBG. Nebula going to start to up the tempo here. Goes right at Name. Nemassist able to get himself a grapple, and whoo! Oxygen Esports might be in trouble. There's an 8-kill lead in favor of BBG. This is game 5. No more chances.
Right, this is the worry. Can they come back at this point? Is he hiding in a dead body? Can you do that? I wonder if that actually would give him any form of coverage there. Would have been pretty. I mean, obviously not damage, but just visibility. But we'll see. Doesn't matter at the end of the day, right? 11-kill advantage here, 43-32. Nemassist just looking to clean up what's left of Oxygen Esports, and he can just hold the angle.
Nemassist still having that shock rifle in hands. They have to get it out of him. Meanwhile, Swish slowing things down completely. I mean, they're currently down by double-digit kills at the moment here. Oxygen Esports are in trouble.
They got the whole map locked down too, right? Mines with high ground on control, and then you've got the perch here, the bat ledge with the shock rifle. So everybody just stuck in the long haul, and now getting picked off 1 by 1. Oh, my Nemassist, what can he do here? He got D-scope, tried to get to a different vantage point. He'll come back with the grapple, and the timing is so perfect. I mean, at this point, it seems like a matter of when, not, you know, whether or not this is going to be a loss for Oxygen Esports. It's just 5 kills at this point.
Oxygen Esports may have been able to make it into championship bracket via pool play, but BBG are the real deal. 45-34. Haines having the shock rifle in hand, so if anybody can mount a comeback here for Oxygen Esports, it might just be Matty Haines.
Still don't have that A side of the map. And you know the BBG is just playing to win. You're going to play it slow. Nebula, what a spot. He's got a repulsor. Can't quite get to the camo right away, but look at this.
No way.
He pinged it. He pinged it. Common doesn't know. He doesn't need to move. He's just going to wait. He doesn't have any nades.
He has a mangler.
He's got a mangler. He doesn't have any nades. I mean, ideally he goes and gets the kill here. Kill does come through. That was it. You got the back spec. And here's the pickup on the Swish. And honestly, the curtains for the game. The camo in the body of Mines. I mean, at this point, it's just insult to injury here. 3 kills to close the game, a 10-kill advantage. You might as well run and hide.
Mines having the camouflage in hands, getting right behind enemy line. Swish having no idea, but Common's up top. There comes the back smack coming out of Mines. Now looking to drop down on Swish. The information's coming in.
He's coming in.
There's going to be 2 players. The first one coming in out of Nemassist. And that final kill, it's only a matter of time before name is going to go down. And that's going to be it. Built by gamers are built for round 2 of the winner's bracket.
They pulled it off. They came through. I mean, that first game looking actually very close to start. Yeah. Lopsided game by BBG. The closest CTF we've seen ever, I think, so far in this tournament.